Welcome to the Too Posh Podcast.
I am Gabrielle. I'm a former New York Mafia princess, originally from Austria. I am the mother of 3 and the owner of Too Posh Boutique. And here with my beautiful co-host, Marcella, my daughter.
Hello, I'm Marcella. I'm a dancer, choreographer, model, and designer for Too Posh. And I say whatever the I want.
Hi, my name is Cruz. I am a stylist. I also own the Society Salon in the Design District, and I am a short little Mexican with a big personality.
What will they say next? Welcome to the Too Posh Podcast.
Welcome, everyone, to our Too Posh Podcast. How is everybody feeling? Marcella.
Oh, I feel wonderful.
She's lying.
You sound wonderful.
I know. Like a million, but.
Well, I am excited to be back. It seems like it's been forever since I've been behind the mic.
You went
I'm
to
excited.
Spain. My
I
gosh.
was in Barcelona.
How was it?
Amazing.
Amazing.
That city speaks to me. I went during the winter, though, so I want to go back during summer. Summer is where it's at. It's a beach town. It's a beach city.
Beautiful.
Is it cold in the
So
winter?
It's like it is here. It's about 60 degrees, light jacket. You know, a lot of people aren't really out during the day and at night. They stay in. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff to do, though. I did a lot of the tourist stuff, and it was nice because there wasn't a lot of tourists.
Was the food good?
Oh, my God. The food was excellent. I went to some really nice tapa places, and I went to some little hole-in-the-walls, and they were both excellent. I'm not a big wine drinker, so I did have some sangria. They did not have tequila. They did
What?
not have
None?
tequila in
No
Spain.
tequila
I
in
mean, they had some
Spain?
like
What?
random cheap tequila and stuff, but nothing like that I drank. And the best vodka that they have there is like Smirnoff and Absolute.
So what is their liquor in Spain?
Wine.
Oh, that's it.
And they drink whiskey and brandy a lot too. But I'm not a I can't drink brown alcohol. I get mean when I drink brown
Oh.
alcohol.
Do you really?
Yeah,
I don't-
do.
I don't feel
can't see
any
you
different.
mean.
Yeah.
Are you really
I
mean?
start talking shit.
You
and,
do?
like, yes. It comes out. It comes out of me. That brown alcohol is bad.
That's
funny.
so crazy.
Yeah.
Patrick can't drink whiskey either.
Yeah, but with tequila, I'm
Yes.
really fun, really
Yeah.
happy. With vodka, I can drink vodka like all night.
Yeah.
Mm.
Tequila, a couple shots. I'm like, woo. Speaking of, no margaritas today.
We have a little like crazy show today because we had 2 guests. One got sick. One's house got flooded. Another one's daughter broke her leg.
Our Gossip
Had to
Girls
have-
house
and
got
then
flooded, or
No,
what happened?
our Gossip Girls
Got locked
they
out.
actually were coming, and one of them got locked out of her apartment because the valet lost her keys.
Oh my
so now she has no
gosh.
key for her car, no key to get in the apartment. The dog's in there. She is a total wreck and
Total
a mess, and
mess.
feels so bad.
Wouldn't expect anything less from you girls.
So we are kind of having these shows on a whim. The 3 of us, Cruz, Marcella, and I, and Marcella is sick on top of it. So
It's just a cold.
Well, I
Nobody
like
panic.
when it's just us sometimes. You know, we
I
don't
do
get to
too.
discuss stuff. It's
We
always
do.
about our guests.
I
So
know.
this time we can talk shit or whatever we need to do.
who do you want to talk shit about?
I don't really have anyone to talk shit about. I have to think about it. I'm sure I do. I just have to think about it.
So let's talk about this one thing that I saw the other day, a little while ago, but I literally read this article and I was like, wow. So stressed out, busy moms say microdosing mushrooms makes life easier and brighter. And researchers caution that they're experimenting on themselves. So this whole article is like, they talk about that it's a mom wall that they hit and it comes on very suddenly and they can't make regular decisions, like even what to cook for dinner. And they realize the kitchen trash is full and she starts to take it out and then discovers something else needs to be done. And she sets the trash down only to discover it 8 hours later. And she says, I can feel the wall coming. And I think the wall is coming because I need something to rest on. And the rest comes in the form of a tiny capsule of dried powdered psychedelic mushrooms.
Yeah.
Cruz is all about it.
I am.
So she says she's one of hundreds of mothers in Colorado who have begun a regimen of microdosing psychedelics to ease the mounting stress and anxiety of what it is to be a mother in 2022 and 23.
It just got legal in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just recently.
Yeah, they said some have joined support groups to help them with the microdosing. Some have gone to churches and religious ceremonies. Yet others microdose and do yoga or journal or take a walk with their kids or watch a Disney movie. Like, what does it make you feel like? Because you do it, right?
In my experience, I have done it plenty. And in my experience, my assistant, she used to call them my happy pills because I would just be happy, and it's a microdose. So
you're not fucked up, right?
No, not at all. It's like a 0.05 grams,
right?
So it's very, very
so
little.
Is it like equivalent to, I'm just asking, like a Xanax or a Valium or
honestly, I'm not into Xanax or Valium, so I wouldn't be able to tell you what that really feels like. I would think that's more
like
of like
antidepressant,
a downer.
maybe?
Yeah, I've never taken any antidepressants either, but I will tell you this one story, and this is how I got started on it. So I have a client, and she's a really predominant high-end divorce attorney, right? And she was all her clients' stress was always kind of compiled back on her, and she was taking all these antidepressants. You take pill on pill because it's a pharmaceutical. Pharmaceuticals, it's a business. They're not going to make money if you're well, and they're not going to make money if you're dead, so they try to keep you sick. So all these pharmaceuticals that she was taking started messing up her liver. So she decided to go holistic. So she went to this one doctor online, and he prescribed her these pills. And these pills had psilocybin. I'm not sure how you pronounce it.
Yeah,
but you know
it says
what I mean.
it in.
Right. And but it had other things in it too. And she would take these pills, and it was like 2 days on, 3 days off, 3 days on, 2 days off, kind of like a weird schedule like that. And in a year, she totally got off all her pharmaceutical medications. She felt better, and then maybe like in a year after that, she weaned herself off
that too.
Wow. Too, and she looks amazing. She lost like weight. She looks great.
What?
Yeah.
Does it have side effects?
And I mean, everything I feel has side effects. It just balance. It depends on how much you do. I mean, if you do a lot, it's gonna fuck you up, right? But I mean, if you use it for air quotes medication, purposes, medicinal purposes, then I feel it can work. I truly feel that it opens up your third eye.
I have heard that
gland,
too.
And when you do take it the first time, after that, you see the world in a completely different perspective.
I've heard that too.
It just opens you up, and you just see things different. I can't really explain like the difference, but it's kind of like out of the matrix, really,
I have a friend, her husband does it a lot too, and he says like colors are brighter, you're just more creative,
like you see things in HD.
Yeah, like very clear. And these people aren't taking it like the microdosing is literally micro. I have a girlfriend, she does it in the morning with her coffee, and she said that she can focus on work. So I think anything that is taking you away from like Adderall or prescription medication is better than.
Well, it's all natural too. I mean,
Right.
it grows from the earth. It's not processed. It's not anything. It's just in powder form. It's just literally crushed up in powder
Mushrooms.
form, and it's natural.
Yeah, because it's not made in a pharmaceutical.
I find it so
Pharmaceuticals can't make money
interesting.
off of it,
Yeah.
so they put a band on it, and same thing as cannabis.
Yeah. And I think if you go way back to in like historical times, I mean, you have Indians and people who are using, teas and
Absolutely.
all these things to remedy.
Mescaline and ayahuasca and all that stuff.
I have always been extremely big with homeopathy. In Europe, the doctors don't get kickbacks from pharmaceutical companies. So the doctors themselves look at all different ways to really heal people. And homeopathy is always the first thing that they use. And then I have a whole homeopathic
I want to find it.
Book.
A book, but I also have a whole homeopathic pharmacy basically at home. I have all these little pills and everything.
And
they
all
do
natural.
all different things.
Yeah. I mean, before pharmaceuticals, that's what people used, back in the 1700s, I guess,
Yeah, it's incredible. So I've always been a big believer in it. I have just never heard this part. And it's interesting because everything you're saying is in this article. And it says throughout the United States and Canada, clinical trials have shown that larger doses help treat anxiety, depression, and trauma. One recent trial showed the synthetic, I don't know how to say it, treated drug-resistant depression as effectively as according to whatever those macros. So those are macrodose.
Yeah, so that's a bigger.
They create the psychedelic
dose.
trips, which are described as eye-opening and life-changing.
Yes.
I did see two. It was with a doctor, but prescribing MDMA for couples in couples therapy. MDMA is in ecstasy, but I cried watching this documentary because one was a couple whose wife was dying of cancer, and they're doing it in an office, but MDMA opens up your mind also. And these couples were able to have conversations they could never have before. And I think they had better sex later. It was just opening up their mind and feeling more comfortable to communicate and whatever. Obviously not made in a drug house, but again, made with a, I guess, holistic doctor, but said it changed their relationships. And then the one passed away and the guy was like, I just felt like I couldn't have asked for anything better with her. It was the best thing at the end of her life. It's very interesting.
100%. I've taken it when, with people and had these amazing conversations and it just really.
And then you remember them?
Yeah.
It's not like
you're
you were
drunk and you forget. It's a different type of fucked upness.
They said happy.
The mushrooms are safer and less high inducing than a glass of wine or beer. But they say it's not without risk. They say the capsules usually from 0.1 to 0.3 milligrams per dose taken over a period of days builds up in the system and gives them more patience, more ability to cope, more organizational talent, and more happiness in the throes of physically and emotionally difficult hours of child rearing.
So what was the negative part?
I
was waiting to hear it.
They say you are experimenting on yourself because there's not enough studies and long-term outcomes. There's still a lot of work to be done in clinical trials among healthy people. So people who are microdosing, what I would say is that they're basically experimenting on themselves. We really just don't know that much about it. But it isn't without risk.
This is stuff that has been.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think they've known about it forever.
Before pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, so I think they have to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this has been around. They definitely have studies on it because it's not new.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I think they have to say it just to protect themselves from any kind of legalities.
I think they have to say it because you can't say that there's not enough studies done because it's ancient.
And maybe there hasn't been studies, but it's been used. It's been used since, I mean.
So this one mom says it dents some of the motherhood drudgery, laundry, bath time, temper tantrums, and brightens the good moments, creating newfound appreciation for life. She says it's 10% helpful. You're 10% more patient, 10% more joyful, maybe 10% more willing to play and roll around in the grass with your kids, and 10% goes a pretty long way. Sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, I feel you get a case of the fuck it's. You're just like, fuck it. Yeah, you just kind of stop.
So, but you don't act different.
No, you would never know.
Well, like I said, if you do a microdose, I don't feel any difference at all. And I just feel happy and like whole. But if I do more,
right,
then that's when I start getting a little bit visuals and I see everything in HD. And then if you do extra, that's when you start like actually seeing stuff. And I've done everything from, little bit to like a lot. I've done the chocolates. I've done the regular shrooms. I've done different types of shrooms. I've mixed shrooms with ecstasy, candy flipping, hippie flipping.
Candy flipping?
Yeah.
What is that?
I think candy flipping is acid and ecstasy, and then hippie flipping is like mushrooms and ecstasy.
Don't you ever get scared?
I mean, I don't ever do things to the point where like, oh shit, that's, I'm more the type where you can always take more type of person. You can't take less.
Mm-hmm.
Once you do it, that's it. Hope you ain't busy for about a month.
I think too, from one of my friends telling me about it, I'm going to assume, because if you're going off of how Cruz says he feels with a true microdose, I would assume it's like somebody taking a happy pill, like not an antidepressant, but I had another girlfriend who would take her, like, because she had anxiety and depression and mood disorders. So she would take a pharmaceutical pill to help that, but she wouldn't act different. She would just it would put her brain chemicals in the right balance to feel happy. So I'm wondering if it's like that, because I know you can work on it, you can drive on it, you wouldn't notice.
Well, this someone said the mushrooms have assisted them enough to slowly stop taking antidepressants or anti-anxiety medicines. That's pretty incredible.
I mean, that is 100% what happened to my client. And my client is the one, and she's a big time attorney that you would never think. And she's the one that turned me onto it.
So this woman, she loves it so much that she said, her name is Tracy, and she said after starting microdosing, she now feels like Tracy 3.0. She said it literally changed my life, and she runs Moms on Mushrooms, an online and in-person community offering microdosing courses and guided help on how to dose as a busy mother. Microdosing just brings all your emotions up and it puts them right in front of your face to stare at. You have to stare at them, and then when you do, I don't know.
There's a mom on did you find it or no?
I'll find it.
A mom on the Real Housewives of Orange County from before, and she looks like a hippie. She's Dr. Deb. Did you ever see this? Okay, so she cracks me up. Her husband is much younger. She's probably in her 70s. She's a doctor, and she went to Burning Man for the first time in her 60s.
Wow.
And she now is hilarious. She has dreads. She wears like two-piece bikini.
It changed her, huh?
Changed her. And she, on her Instagram, is always talking about how microdosing and doing like psychedelics have made her the happiest person. She's always singing. And she promotes that. And she looks
there's
hilarious.
a balance to everything,
of
to
course.
everything. There's a balance. Like, I'm not going to say, take
do it all the
it's going to fix all your problems. But I mean, nothing's going to be a pill where you can take it and it's going to fix all your problems. But like I said, it gives you the case of the fuck it. And you're just like, fuck
Well,
it.
it sounds extremely interesting because what I hadn't seen earlier, it was like, I'm going to repeat it. But she said,
hold on one moment.
What happened?
Oh.
What?
He has something.
I actually have these chocolate mushrooms, and check them out.
Oh my gosh. What is
some.
the Belgian chocolate, magic Belgian chocolate?
Is it really from Belgium? No.
The chocolate is.
It's
What's in it?
Yeah, it's a chocolate bar with mushrooms in it. It's got 4 grams of mushrooms.
Look, yeah. One of the oldest and safest natural medicines in the world. Health benefits from magic chocolate has been known to reduce stress and depression, stimulate brain cell growth, increase focus, and sharpen your senses. And then it gives the serving suggestion. Microdose is 1 to 3 pieces. Stimulate the mind. Therapeutic is 4 to 9 pieces. Mindful and elevated. God mode is 10 to 15 pieces, walls might melt. Caution, consume slowly in a safe environment. Do not operate any motor vehicles while using this product. Keep out of reach of children and pets.
So, what happens if you take that and then you drink?
You have a good time.
Yeah, you just probably are in fucking mode.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
One of my best friends, her husband is always, he can talk about psychedelics till, I don't know, just forever talking about that. Just makes him happy and everything in moderation. But
Yeah.
I mean,
This is
including
crazy.
moderation.
yeah. I have also.
Let's do it.
Oh,
Let's
God,
do it.
no.
Take a little square.
So,
We're taking mushrooms on the show.
Michael, they're gonna shut you down, and that's not what's gonna happen.
We could do a little
Michael,
microdose.
come take a mushroom.
Holy moly!
Polka
So
dot.
now this is so interesting because it literally says that these people have like
And these mushrooms are called
Depression?
penis envy.
what? Like for real?
Yeah. The actual mushroom looks like a penis.
So they
in
name
there?
mushrooms.
Well, in here
in
it's
there.
crushed up, and then they
the
mix
mushroom-
it in the chocolate.
So do they name mushrooms like they name weed?
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay,
Yep.
gotcha. So there's
Mhm.
different types of.
They have like the golden
Oh.
teacher, penis envy, something blue, something. Those are the only three.
And how
strains
much
that I
does
know.
this cost?
One of these is like $50, and it's it says 5 servings, but I would do like 6 or 8.
Do they sell this stuff in Mexico?
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do.
I was just wondering because you can buy regular pharmaceuticals in Mexico too.
Well,
And-
in Mexico, it's still illegal
Oh.
in Mexico.
You can go to
Well,
Colorado.
this
You
is
can go
what-
to Colorado. You can go to
but
Oregon.
this is what I'm reading, that
and-
it's like illegal.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's illegal in some states.
Yeah, Colorado
is
legal.
totally legal even for recreational use.
it says it's still illegal to buy and sell them. And data from the Denver District Attorney's Office shows there's still some prosecutions related to mushrooms. Oh my God. 47 filings from 2019 to 2021.
Yes, but think about why it's illegal. Like
Because
Why it's
they
legal
ta-
or why it's illegal?
why it's illegal. It's illegal because they want to make money off
Yeah,
of pharmaceuticals.
100%. That's
It's the same thing with weed.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, weed was actually illegal more because of the cotton. The cannabis was the hemp. Hemp was spun
Right.
and it
Oh,
was
right, right,
stronger
right,
than cotton. It was less expensive, but the cotton
yes.
mills were already like in process, and they're like, fuck that, we can't do that, we're gonna make it illegal. And that's what happened, and that's what made cannabis illegal.
Because if you actually think about it, to this day, I think that
This is
alcohol is the number one killer still to date. I mean, I don't know actually with fentanyl now being an issue, but talking about like alcohol, you're poisoning your body.
Yeah.
That's why you get drunk. So, I mean, I have friends who will take like a gummy to go to bed instead of a glass of wine. I thought about that just for my anxiety and sometimes not being able to sleep. I think it'd be better for me to do
I
that
mean,
and sleep than
It says
Not
it's
sleep.
like helping people literally the anxiety. It's like and depression. And I cannot believe.
And this has
They
been going
said,
on
why
for
would-
years, but all this
Yeah.
anxiety and depression is caused by all the pharmaceuticals
know.
and fake food that people eat.
No
you
kidding.
know?
yeah.
I
No,
mean,
it's very
there-
interesting.
There
I
was
mean,
no
it's,
such thing as autism when I was a little kid, and now it's like so crazy, and it's all because all these,
It's not
fake
good.
food and vaccines, and I mean, I'll say it again.
Well, did I show you the chart where back in the day, like when Marcella, I think we've talked about it before, she
yeah.
probably received 8 vaccines from 1 to 18,
Mhm.
or from birth to 18. And now the CDC
It's like
requires
78
78
70. Wow.
vaccines,
And what was mine? 8?
something like that. yeah.
Wow.
It's insane, and you don't even know.
I remember that growing up, and my mom was like, I don't want him to get vaxxed. And I think
Back then, she
yeah,
said that.
back then. And that was back then.
Wow.
Yep. I remember
She was awake early.
Yeah, I remember going with my cousins and getting like chicken pox all together so we could just all get it. I remember that.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is interesting because this article talks about that the generation before this microdosing was like the Chardonnay generation. that moms would like dose themselves with various drinks.
Jesus juice.
Jesus juice, right? And that is, I mean, my mind is blown. I have no idea. I didn't even know this existed.
Yeah, no kidding.
I still see that. They're like, you can put a whole glass of wine, a whole
I
bottle
heard
of
about
wine
that.
in the Stanley Cup.
In the yes. Man.
That's why everyone's buying the Stanley.
How do you measure something that might make people have more patience with their children? But to prove it in a clinical trial, we're talking about small changes that may matter a lot, but they're much smaller than if someone is severely depressed and can't get out of bed. I mean, how could this be bad? That's crazy.
Well, and I am going to say, I mean, I have had a bad trip before. And when you're in a bad place in your head, when you're maybe with people that are giving off different energy that you're not really into, I mean, and then you take it and you can have a bad trip.
But not microdosing though.
I've never really, so at that time I wasn't really doing microdosing. I was just
That's what I'm saying.
dosing.
Right, you were going to get
I was trying to get fucked up.
God one.
Yeah,
the
God mode.
So what
exactly.
does a bad trip look like?
It just feels like anxious. People are out to get you. People are talking about you. You're like, oh my God, is someone talking about me? I cannot do God mode shrooms in public. Like, I need to be in my house watching some cool videos under the blankets, if I'm going to like trip. But if I'm just going to take like a little microdose, oh man, I like to go to the park. I like to just walk around, be outside, go camping. Oh my God, it's awesome when you're camping, in the beach.
Does it slow you down?
Possibly. Yeah, I think it slows down time. It really like slows down time. I remember one time I was on a cruise with a bunch of friends. And I took these mushroom bars and I just split a little bit of everybody. And we had the best time, But we were also drinking and, smoking and stuff. But I mean, you just do a little piece and it just kind of like just opens you up and knocks down kind of inhibitions and just puts you in a more vulnerable state. I have not really experienced, I mean, a bad trip, it's something that, if you do mushrooms, depend on how much you do, 3 to like 6 hour trip,
But isn't it true that you don't get hungover? Like it's just over.
Yeah, once it's over,
you have
it's
no
over.
hangover.
Yeah.
You're just
I mean, if you do shrooms by himself, like without the chocolate, I like to do them with the chocolate because sometimes if you do it without the chocolate, you can throw up. And then, and
why?
And then, I mean, what I've heard, technically, it's a poison.
Oh.
Like your body's trying to reject it, so you throw up, and then when you throw up, that's when you get like fucked up. But that only happens when you're trying to like trip.
In
like
God
when
mode.
Exactly.
We're not doing that.
You should do a microdose with us once. You change your life.
I might think about it.
It'll change your life.
I'm not gonna say no because I find it interesting.
I mean, you read the articles.
I know. I'm gonna do some more research and find out because I'm all about homeopathy.
And my mom
everything.
needs help for her anxiety, to be honest.
Yeah, I have high anxiety.
I have these pills that my attorney, or not my attorney, but my attorney client gave me, and they have like other stuff in them that kind of like helps you digest and everything. And I'm gonna get some from her, and we're gonna do some. We're gonna do it,
Michael. You want to be part
on
of
a
it?
show, and you're gonna see
show. Oh my
from
God.
the beginning to the end. But you won't really notice
laugh the
anything.
whole time.
Yeah, you really won't notice anything until it's like already done. You're like, oh shit, I'm fucked up. And you just laugh. You just laugh. I'm telling you, they call my happy pills.
That's awesome. On that note, write in and tell us if you have had experience and how it has helped you or not. We're all about finding
DM us.
Yes.
DM us.
And I think it's time for the question of the day.
The Two Posh Girls ask the question of the day.
All right. So by the time this gets out, we're February right now. So we just missed Valentine's Day. But by the time this gets out, it might be a little bit past Valentine's. But in the moment, what do you guys think of Valentine's Day? Do you think it's something stupid, commercial, or do you still want flowers on Valentine's Day? What do you girls think about Valentine's Day?
I mean, of course, if I'm with somebody, I definitely still like to have it be celebrated, but I'm also not, it's not my favorite holiday. Like
Right.
I'm not depressed if I'm not with anyone, and I'm not depressed if they only brought me like chocolate and a card. Like, I just like the gesture, but I feel like you should be showing your love all the time. And it's sweet.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah, I just don't need it. Like, I don't do the Galentine's Day. I don't do like, I could take it or leave it.
What did you do this year being single on Valentine's Day?
Marcella, what did you do?
I worked.
What did you do?
I'm not allowed. I worked the whole time.
Mhm.
I got a gift, but I can't talk about it.
Why?
I was told not to.
Well, you don't have to say who gave it. You
Well,
can't even talk about
He
the
listens to
gift.
the show.
Well, he
Well,
better.
Still don't have to say who.
Wait, so
Steve,
back
just
up.
like,
Let's
hold on.
rewind a little bit.
I'm
So,
so glad you're doing that because I say no.
so are you seeing someone? What's up?
No,
What's up?
I'm not.
It's been a minute.
I just got a gift, a
From-
generous gift.
A generous gift from someone random or someone you've been talking to, or
Someone
what can you say?
who is, I guess, trying to,
Court you.
yeah, but
Okay.
we're not together or dating.
But why wouldn't they want you to say anything?
I don't know. That's what he said.
Red flag. Red flag. How about you? What did you do for Valentine's Day?
So first and foremost, Valentine's Day is always interesting for me because when we used to own a restaurant, since we owned a restaurant, I don't like to go to a fancy dinner on Valentine's Day
Yeah,
they
at
push
all
you out.
because it's like
It sucks.
you get
Service
treated-
sucks.
yes, and
Yeah.
it's
You have
all
a set
a big rush.
menu.
And I don't like
Yeah.
that at all.
It's expensive.
Yeah, right. It was so cute because Jolie, my youngest, she's 19. She and her boyfriend went to one of their favorite places, North Italia, and Jolie loves just the bread, and they have that little oil to dip in, right?
Mhm.
And he loves a chicken sandwich, so they go there. They're young love, and they think they're gonna have a special Valentine's dinner, and then they get told it's $65 a person. So she calls me. She goes,
Oh, 'cause they
"Why
have a
is
set
it
menu."
$65 a person?" She couldn't believe it. It was so
I
cute.
just wanted bread.
Yeah, I just want
bread and oil.
So it was cute because she had no idea that was a thing. But
Oh my God. And Legacy West
Stops of Legacy in Plano.
was insanity.
Right.
And
I
it
bet.
started at like 1. I mean, all my privates were like, we cannot get to you. Like, we can't get to you. We cannot.
Is that why you worked all day on Valentine's Day?
Yeah, pretty much.
Mhm.
I mean, I was in Legacy West in the afternoon.
Mhm. So, and then Patrick and I went to Mi Cocina because that's like easy
I
and
love that place.
totally casual. But we did do gifts, and it's nice and sweet because I think if you get nothing, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did see on Instagram, I think people get real emotional when it comes to Valentine's Day. And I just have never been like that. Like, it's okay regardless.
I feel it's like, how much do you love me on Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm with you. I feel like you should show that all the time.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have to be on a certain day. Now, did I do something for Valentine's Day? Of course,
Yeah.
Well, good.
Did I have to? I don't
No.
feel that she really thinks it's something that, we have to do. I mean, but, I know she likes hibachi, so we went to like a hibachi place.
That's nice.
And so I took the half a day off. I wanted to, do something a little early. So we went to do hibachi, and that was kind of cool, but there was a bunch of kids. I had no idea that a 5 o'clock dinner,
All the young people.
a bunch of kids, like crazy. Okay. So it was kind of funny, but, we had some shots, made everything all right. And then after that, we went to go get our nails done, get some petties. But before that, we went and bought some whippets. And then we went to go get our
Y'all
nails
do
done.
that often.
What is
Yeah.
that now?
Nitrous oxide.
Oh my God.
That-
Keith Moses used to do that all.
That's
The
not
time.
healthy for you.
Yeah. I mean, just as long as everything's in balance, It's like nitrous oxide. It's like what you do when you do your Botox,
Uh,
Yeah,
So
it's pretty much the same thing.
it is. So we did some nitrous, getting our nails done, and we went home, did a little bit of mushrooms, danced around naked, and went to sleep. Woke up the next day and went to work.
I love that Valentine's Day. That is so
Made a
hilarious.
sex fort, But
oh my God.
but it didn't have to like break the bank.
No.
It didn't have
Right.
to,
but it was acknowledged. And I
yeah,
think
and
that's the
I didn't get her
good part.
flowers though. I did not get her flowers. But I get her flowers all the time. I
Yeah, so
mean,
she didn't like.
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, we go out to eat all the time.
right. Right. Same.
It's not like, oh, I didn't get her flowers, so she's like all mad. No, it's not, and I think last year, it froze like 2 years
Yes.
in a row.
Yes.
Last
for
time.
Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
Last year was
Ah.
Last
we
year
were
it
really
froze, and
in
then
21 was really crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
when
I don't
all
even
the snow
remember.
was. But yeah, how about partying with Miss Polly?
It's time to party with Miss Polly. The modern day Dr.
So we're gonna talk about sex fantasies some more. We have before, but we haven't finished them. And one of them is sex with a stranger. And they're saying not just a one-night stand. So not somebody that you meet and you're having conversations with and it's getting flirty and then you go home. They're saying sex with a stranger where it's different from a one-night stand. You would be out somewhere, you see a person whom you are intensely attracted to, exchange a look, basically without talking, you guys grab each other's hand, you go to a corner, and you have sex with them, and then leave each other. So basically, sex with a literal stranger.
wow.
Do you have that fantasy?
Do I have that fantasy?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I'd be like, ooh, that'd be a cool fantasy, but I mean,
Would you do it? Like if you were
like
out
in
and-
my 20s, I'd be
Yeah.
like, fuck yeah, I would do it. But like now, I don't know. Now I'm like,
No.
Yeah, I'm no.
Never.
No.
Never.
because
No,
I have
thank you.
like, met a girl and then within like 10, 15 minutes, like, we're already like,
Making out and
making
stuff.
out and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I mean,
10, 15 minutes?
yeah.
How?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Spring break. Spring break. You grab a girl and you start like dancing a little bit, and 10 minutes later you're like making out, and 30 minutes later like, let's get out of here.
Yeah. So
No.
I've never had a one night stand. And so definitely sex with a stranger that I don't know would not be a fantasy of mine.
Yeah.
No.
I'm terrified.
Yeah, I don't know. That's fantasy. I mean, I think that's something to me that's like, if like a super hot chick just came up to me and just
Grabbed your
my
hand.
hand and
Gave you a blowjob right there.
yeah,
Wow.
I'd be like, cool.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Anybody have any gossip?
I was thinking of that, and
I mean, we kind of almost ran into
Oh, we did.
6ix9ine
Yep.
I showed
at
Cruz.
Katie's birthday. That would have been so interesting. The craziest too is because at my friend Katie's birthday, we did it at the Star. And as I was driving up, I thought, how weird would it be if we ran into him? And then she sent that photo. I was like, oh my gosh, we would have gone out there if I wasn't so tired.
Wow.
I know, but that's all I have really.
But what's gonna happen? He's probably gonna run from you.
Yeah, nothing would happen, I think. Well, she said when he
after
saw
all that shit
Yeah,
that's
I
been
know.
going on, I would be scared shitless to confront you.
Well, and Katie said that when she and like they made eye contact, she said that he looked like he saw a ghost, like freaked out, probably wondering if I was
Patrick
with her.
Yeah.
was with us too, which would have been very awkward for him.
Yeah,
I
because
think.
they're friends.
Yeah.
But that's really. Do we have any more gossip?
We
I
should
don't
get
have-
Katie on the show. I bet she has some crazy stories.
We've had her on before.
Not with me though.
Oh, that's true. That's true. We need to get her back on.
Yes. Well, thank you for listening, everybody. And
Thank you.
Yeah.